Okay, we're going to be on page 253 in our workbooks. We've been dividing fractions. When you divide fractions, what's the very first thing you have to do? Making them improper. And then what is our rule? We keep the first fraction just the same. We change divide to times, and we flip the top and bottom of the last fraction. Okay, good. A nature preserve is 5 miles wide. A ranger divides the entire preserve into 1/3 mile sections for different tours. How many sections does the nature preserve have for different tours? So like picture it. So here's our 5 miles, right? Okay, we're going to divide it into like 1/3 of a mile sections. Okay, what would be our division sentence? What do we have that we're dividing? The nature preserve, right? The whole like trail or whatever it is, right? So what number needs to come first? 1/3. No. 5. What number represents the nature preserve? 5. So we're going to do 5, and we're dividing that into what? 1/3 mile sections. Okay, again, what happens if you don't have the order right? You can get it wrong. You will get it wrong. Okay, all right, what's my first step? So I put it over. All right, then what? So what do I keep? 5/1. Then what? Then what? No, we change divide to times. What do we do now? Flip. I flip 1/3 to. Okay, so now what? Top times top is 15 over, because bottom times bottom is, okay, what kind of fraction is that? So what do I ask myself? How many times can it? So how many sections will this guy here be divided into? I'm not asking how big the sections are. I'm asking how many sections there are, right? Okay, does that make sense? Okay, again, why is it? It's important to get your division sentence right. So you have to picture it in your head, right? Okay, next page. The nature preserve has a 3-mile long trail for bird watchers. Okay, so here's my 3-mile long trail. So that whole trail there's 3 miles. The ranger divides the trail into 1/2-mile sections. So it'd be like here, here, okay? And names each section after a different bird. How many of these sections does the trail have? Okay, so the trail is how long? 3 miles. And it's divided into what? 1/2-mile sections. Okay, so what would be our division sentence? Right, because what do we have that we're dividing up? The trail, right? What number represents the trail? 3. And I'm dividing that trail into what? Half-mile sections, right? All right, so 3 divided by 1/2. What's my first step? Make it improper, right? So how do I make 3 improper? Okay, now let's say what's my rule when I divide? So what do I keep? What do I change? What do I flip? Okay, now what? Top times top is, and then what? Which is, am I done? Because it's So what do I ask myself? How many times can 1 go into 6? How many times can it? What would I label it as? Sections. Okay, good. John's lawnmower uses 1/4 of a gallon of gas each time he mows the lawn. John has 3 gallons of gas in a container. All right, so here's my, like those red gas containers. Kind of like that, right? And there's 3 gallons in there. How many times can he mow the lawn before he needs to refill the container? So how much does he use each time he mows the lawn? 1/4. So like.
You just fill it up with you just go to a gas pump and fill it up.
Yep. So like 1/4 of a gallon each time, about that much. Okay, what would be our division sentence?
3 divided by 1.
Because what do I have that I'm dividing up? That red gas container, right? That's what I'm dividing up. Are you okay, David?
Breathing heavily.
Huh?
Breathing heavily.
You guys hot still?
Yeah.
Are we okay? Okay, so we've got our red container. That's what we're dividing it up. And what are we dividing it into? 1/4 of a gallon, right? Because each time we take 1/4 of it out, right? All right, now what? Put it over 1. Now what's my rule? So I keep, I change, and I flip. Okay, now what? 3 times 4 is over. Because bottom times bottom is 1. It's improper. What would it be? So how many times can he mow the lawn? 12 times. Okay, I just want to show you something. If you would have done it backwards, if your division sentence was 1/4 divided by 3, well, we'd make it improper. You would get, he can only mow the lawn 1/12 of a time. Does that make sense even? No. So you have to realize that too. If you get that as your answer and you're like, wait a minute, that can't be right. Okay. So see why it's important to put it in the right order. Okay. Tim serves 1/5 of a pound of cat food each day from a 2-pound bag. How many days will this bag last? Okay. So here's my giant bag of cat food. How much is in this bag? No.
2 pounds.
2 pounds. Each day when I feed my cat, how much do I scoop out? Well, each day I'm going to scoop out about that much. I have to figure out how many times can I scoop that out. So what do I have that I'm dividing up? The big bag of cat food. What number represents the big bag of cat food? So what's my first number? Divided by? Okay, what's my first step? Okay, then what? So I keep, I change,
Division.
and I flip.
5 to 5 or 1.
Then,
5
which is
10.
over 1, because bottom times bottom is 1. Am I done? Because that is, how many times can 1 go into 10? How many days will that bag last me? 10 days. Okay. Yeah, we can do the homework. Do we feel okay with it? Okay, what's the big takeaway today?
Make sure you have the right order.
You have to have the right order. Okay, picture it in your head. Draw the picture if you have to. Yep, page 97. Hey, number 1. All I want you to do is just solve 3 divided by 1/6. Well, I don't need you to write it. Yeah. Just 3 divided by 1/6. Because they want you to write a word problem for that, but we're not going to do that. Okay, number 2 and 3, you'll solve. No.
Right there.
Yeah, that's fine. Number 4, Earth and Mars orbit the sun. Each time Earth makes one complete orbit, Mars makes about half of its orbit. So how many orbits does Earth make around the sun in the time it takes Mars to complete 6 orbits?
So 6 divided by 1/2.
And solve and label. Kat uses a half a gallon of water each day on a camping trip. Her water gallon holds 5 gallons, or her water jug holds 5 gallons of water. How many days will Kat have water to use if she fills her water jug completely before leaving? Okay, no. Nope. You're going to have to picture it and figure out the order. Okay. Number 6, Darren has 10 pounds of carrots. He divides the carrots into half-pound bags. How many bags of carrots does Darren make? You get to figure that out. Number 7, am I going to want the answer for each one? Yes. So you might have to grab a show your work piece of paper for that. You can cross out number 8. Number 9. Oh, you're going to solve it. Number 10, you don't have to draw a visual model, but you have to solve it. Same way with number 11. All right, questions? Okay, how about